How's it going? Welcome back, my beautiful sinners, to another great and classic moist video with your boy, the Savior. That's right, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, which is highly likely, go down below and subscribe for fresh and original content every single day. Actually, not every single day, but most days, baby. And as you can tell, I'm a professional YouTuber. That's right, I have made a makeshift pop filter because I was so tired of my moisture spreading across the land that I had to contain it somehow. And don't worry boys, I am investing in a new microphone, so support me so I can buy a new microphone and subscribe to the channel. Check out my music on Spotify and all music platforms. Go and support me, that would mean a great deal. Now today boys, what am I discussing? Well, I think we all know because Biomutant is coming out very soon, okay? It's coming out in a few weeks. Now, the question that I really want to ask in this video, or what the title might say, is Biomutant Sucks? Question mark, okay? Remember, this is a question. I'm not saying that Biomutant sucks, okay? That's right, boys. Welcome back to another crazy moisture video. And if you want to join the channel, do so by subscribing. That would be very, very moist of you. And become a member today for extra magical events. That's right. I mean, we are all a little bit crazy here on the Savior channel. Don't worry boys, because we are going to change the system. We're going to change the way things play. So buckle yourself in today's Sunny Gyms and make sure to moisturize yourself and cream on your face, okay? Because today is going to be a doozy as we dissect and discuss Biomutant. Now, I don't know about you boys, but I'm so tired of the modern day gaming industry. I've talked about this before in many of my videos, and I'm glad to see that many people do agree with me that the gaming industry nowadays has become very, very stale and not moist at all. In fact, it's become very dry, and all the original ideas seem to have vanished because it's just remakes, it's just remasters, it's the same old games time and time again, the same old mechanics. All of these open world games, it has to be open world now because, you know, people have nothing to do in their lives that they have to fill it with endless boring side missions that don't actually feel rewarding in any way whatsoever. And I'm pretty sick of the open world format, if I'm honest with you. But the reason why I'm really interested in this new game, Biomutant, is because it actually looked unique and different, which is a very rare to say. Now yes, this is another open world game, and I've got nothing against open world games. I feel like open world games can be magical and amazing, of course. You know, just look at Fallout New Vegas, look at Skyrim, look at... what else is there? Look at GTA. All of these are great games, but the difference is with Biomutant is it's trying to do something unique. Never before have we played as little magical creatures, almost like Ratchet and Clank, and we get to customize our own weird animal and mutant and basically change it in whatever way that we want. So I think it's a pretty cool idea. Basically, the game is about the Tree of Life, pretty much Avatar, okay? Where there's a magical tree and it's all about eco-warriors and we have to save the environment, and Greta Thunberg is there. She's tapping on her watch saying, "That's enough Biomutant for today, boys, because you're using too much electricity. We have to think about the environment. You can't be playing Biomutant, okay?" So it's all about saving the magical earth of the Biomutant world, okay? And basically you have to travel to these different roots of the trees and basically get rid of the corruption from these magical roots, and then you save the world. Now this is an RPG, so it means that there's going to be lots of different, you know, quests, there's going to be side missions, there's going to be main objectives. You can customize your character, like I said, and what you choose to invest in, if it's, you know, strength or if it's intellect, actually changes how you look physically. So if you go for intellect, for example, you're gonna have a big brain. You're gonna have a big brain because you swallow that big brain energy. And if you go towards strength, then you're gonna be pretty stupid, but you're gonna have big muscles and you can basically just tank your way through the game. If you focus more on agility, then of course you're going to be more flexible. You're going to be able to do all of these amazing positions, okay? And, you know, get into all kinds of interesting scenarios and dodge around and jump around and basically be a kung fu warrior. Now, of course, like most standard games nowadays, this game has an in-depth crafting system, okay? So basically you go around, you scavenge for supplies, and then you can create your own weapons and your own melee weapons and stuff like that. So that does look pretty interesting, but I'm just worried that Biomutant will suck and Biomutant will be bad, because we don't know yet, okay? I'm so tired of people getting hyped over games, okay? It's so stupid. I don't understand how we still haven't learned our lesson, you know, from Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, for example, or for Cyberpunk 2077, or just pretty much most modern day AAA games, okay? These developers usually are very greedy and they don't care about quality games anymore. They don't care about the creative process and the originality and the creative image that goes into making amazing games like we used to see back in the day on the PlayStation 2 era of gaming. No, they just care about money. But Biomutant, okay, could be different. It could be different. So please don't get excited. Please don't be overhyped for this game. I urge you never to pre-order anything until you actually see the reviews out, the unbiased reviews, not the bought reviews like IGN and stuff like that. You know, unbiased opinions if the game's actually good, and then actually decide if you want to buy it or not, because it's gotten so ridiculous now with these greedy gaming developers doing microtransactions and, you know, just basically releasing unfinished games for corporate overlords that basically control these game developers and decide when they have to release it. They don't have enough time usually to finish it, or they just don't care and they just want the money, okay? So please don't be overhyped for Biomutant. But so far, the reason why I'm interested in it is because it does look unique. I mean, it's just such a cool idea that you can actually, you know, go around this interesting open world, fight different bosses, do these different quests, customize yourself and your physical traits constantly, because you're constantly evolving, you're constantly mutating, and then this gives you special abilities to, like, basically go into a little bubble and attack people like that, or use radiation damage. And there's tons of cool unique vehicles, there's interesting ways to you know, travel across the world in these really interesting and unique vehicles, and there's just so much, you know, personality to this game. And, you know, so far that's what it looks like. So far this game is oozing with personality and it looks very wacky, very interesting. I feel like they are experimenting with new mechanics for once, and for that I am very excited because it is trying to do something different. But at the same time, the thing that has me worried about this game is, yes, it's made by, you know, a smaller team, which is good because this means that they might actually care about what they're doing and they're not just in it for the money, especially since it's been in development for a long time. But the problem, the reason why I'm slightly worried about it is because it still does look pretty jank, in my opinion. Just the animations and the way certain things like the combat is done, it just looks kind of rough around the edges, you know, just it looks stiff, it looks kind of wonky. But hopefully, you know, it doesn't feel like that when you play it. Hopefully it feels smooth. It just looks slightly off, in my opinion. But I think that the game will be good, but I'm not saying it's going to be amazing. I'm not saying like this is going to change gaming forever, because that's just ridiculous. And I hope it's a good game. I'm not saying that Biomutant sucks for sure, because we don't know yet until we play it. But I think a lot of people are excited for this because finally they are doing something different. So I'm just basically making this video to talk about the modern day gaming industry and why you shouldn't be overhyped for products released by companies, by corporations. And this isn't just with gaming, this is all media, this is pretty much everything in the consumer capitalist world that we now live in. It's not good to give them that much power, because then they just get greedy and complacent over time, and this is how they have such domination over the consumers. But I honestly do hope that Biomutant will be a good game. Like I said, it's got an interesting story. I just hope that, you know, the different clans that you join, because there's different groups that you can join, will be, you know, interesting, and it actually will have consequence within the game. And the karma system that they have basically worked into Biomutant, I hope that is rewarding, and I just hope all of these mechanics and RPG mechanics come together. Anyway, my sinners, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you think that this game will actually be good. Like me, you're hoping that it's actually going to do something different. You're hoping that this world is going to be interesting to explore, and the story is rewarding, and it's not just feeling like a pointless, empty open world. I mean, it does look beautiful to explore, it does look very unique, so I'm really hopeful that this could be actually a really big and unique and great experience. But time will tell why you shouldn't be overexcited, and the Biomutant hype isn't deserved yet, because nothing is deserved until it actually comes out, and then you can judge it for yourself. And especially now when we see these greedy gaming developers doing the same old thing time and time again, we have to be very careful. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about it, my sinners, and I'll see you in the next video. Have yourselves a great day. Peace out.